going on, guys? Figured I'd come out to the property and just talk through some things with you guys after my 1 year hair growth video I posted not too long ago. This is where we're going to be building our new house. I'll put probably a short video up just showing a little bit of the process so far, and I'll post more as we go. It's been kind of a headache, but I'll get into more of that in the next video I post. But I figured this would be a nice peaceful place to just have a little convo. So let's jump in right off the bat to what it's like growing your hair out for a year. No haircuts, no maintenance cuts, nothing, just letting it grow. What are you going to run into? If it's your first time, you're like I was my first time. This is my second time and have no idea what to expect. You're just going to let it grow. And you don't even know what your hair is going to look like. You don't know if it's going to be curly, wavy, straight, if it's going to change colors. If I know for me, I got a lot more highlights than I expected. But so I'm going to give you a little bit of insight to what to expect, especially with my second go around and some things I learned. So right off the bat, chaos management. Go ahead and get prepared for chaos management, because that's really all it is. Hats are not going to help much. Headbands are not going to help much. We'll just kind of go down the list. I've got some notes here if you keep seeing me looking down. And also I have a Band-Aid right here. If you see that, maybe you can't see it, but I had a few like moles removed. Maybe that's gross, but that's real life. I had like 8 of them removed the other day, so I got to wear Band-Aids. But anyway, so hats. We'll talk about hats. Eventually they're not going to fit. So if you want to wear hats, you're probably going to have to upsize. Obviously, as your hair grows, you're adding space between your skull and the hat. So the hat that used to fit, it's probably not going to fit anymore. For example, this is a hat I used to wear, and I look insane right now. I've been outside, so look, this is real. This is real life. This is the hat I used to wear. Looks stupid, right? Because it won't it won't come down on my head, and if you can see, I've got it on the last little dot. And what happens is even if I could get this on my head to wear, it would pop off every time I put it on. So not going to be very helpful. You can find other hats. You can get extra large sizes. This is the one I wear now. It's a Carhartt hat. I wear it almost every day. It's on the second notch, and it goes down far enough on my head where what I do is I take, I don't like for my hair to be like down like that over my ears, so I take it right here and I pull all this hair right here to the back of my head. And then if I can do this and give you a comparison to make it like, look, there's the down, and then this is the more cleaner look. So a little technique you can do, run your finger around, pull it all the way back. Headbands, eventually they don't really help either. You get to this awkward stage where you put a headband on and it's either too short where the headband won't hold it, or it's at this weird length where it just pops out everywhere and it looks crazy. So here's an example. These are like CrossFit headbands. You can put it under like that. You can also put it under and then run your finger around and pull it out so it's hanging over the band on the back. That looks a lot better. If you got a mirror, you can look at the back of your head in the bathroom, and it does look a lot better when you do that. You can pull the bangs down, whatever, or you can, a lot of times I'll take this band and I'll make it like a strap. Instead of it being like a wide band, I'll just make it like a strap, and I'll pull it back on my head, and then I can kind of get a lot of this back, and then when it gets long enough, you can pull it up into like a half bun, and then eventually a full bun. So that's one way to do it. These are super handy. If you're going to grow your hair out, get these. You can find them on Amazon. There's a million different brands. They're all the same. It just has a different sticker on the back. These ones have like a mountain which it rubs off after like 2 uses, but the ones I have a little like mountain peak on it. So anyway, super helpful, must have. Like I said, you can use it wide for when your hair is growing, and then when it gets longer you can kind of shrink it into like a smaller strap. Beanies, I mean, they help, but they're just hot. Like, this is a sweater beanie made for keeping your head warm. So not too much fun. It's better now because it's winter time, but if you can find a lightweight beanie, then that's going to be your ticket. Sorry, I've got stuff all around me. Gels and hairspray, they don't really help either until your hair gets longer. You can put gels in your hair to try to tame it a little bit, but if you have curly hair especially, it's just gonna still get curly, and it's just gonna be crunchy curly is all it's gonna be. So until your hair gets longer where you can get some weight on it to fall, that's what it's gonna be. There's really not a whole lot you can do. Like I said, it's chaos management. Can't do a ponytail yet. You're not gonna be able to do a half pony or anything until you get closer to a year. The people who have straighter hair are going to have a little easier time with taming, and you'll be able to probably get a half pony up quicker. But at the same time, people with really straight hair tend to have more issues with like oil and a little more oily hair and some other things. You kind of like throughout the first year, you get the Corey Matthews, if you've ever seen Boy Meets World. It's just like, especially with the curly hair, you're going to get this just how my hair is really curly. When it's dry, it'll just draw up and like be an afro all over. And unless you do things to get it down, weigh it down, straighten it, not with a straightener, but like if you wear hats, if you moisturize it really good and wear a hat, it kind of tames it down as it dries. I always start my days off with a little damp, and then whatever I wear on my head is kind of how it tames. But if I take it off for a little while, it's going to draw itself back up again, because I have so many curls. So that's just something to think about. For my hair type, what works, going back real quick to cutting, the first time around I did notice that I needed to trim it after a year because I was dealing with some split ends and a little bit of damage that kind of concerned me. But this time around, I haven't had that issue. And so I think some of the things I've done, which I'll explain in further videos, helped that. My hair feels a lot more healthy this time around. So I didn't cut it, and I'm not going to cut it until I start seeing some damage. And that's really all this is when you're growing your hair, is just doing things until you see that you need to make adjustments. Just like the accumulation of sebum, things, not the bodybuilder, but things on your scalp, the accumulation on your scalp, dandruff, oily hair, things like that, your hair really dry, you have to make adjustments, which kind of brings me into washing. That's a little bit different, and I want to expand a little bit in another video on that, but this time around I tweaked a little bit of my washing mentality. I still stand by the best way to wash your hair is apple cider vinegar diluted with an essential oil in it, because there's just no reason not to do that. It's just healthy. It cleans your hair better than anything. But as far as how often I did that was a little bit different, and I did some trials. I actually tried not to wash it at all for weeks, until just to see, and that's another part of this. Just do things just to see how your hair responds, because I did that. I didn't wash it for weeks, and it actually wasn't bad. I didn't notice anything negative about that with my scalp or my hair until I got probably a month. And I rinsed it, I washed it out, and I refreshed it, and I did different things to keep it clean. It wasn't just this nasty matted mess. It was clean hair. I just didn't use shampoo, because shampoo is not great for my hair at all. But I'll expand a little bit on the washing part in another video, because I did do a few things a little different. Vitamin oil, rosemary oil, scalp massages with rosemary oil. I'm just kind of giving you the high points. The biggest thing though, and I've said it in the past, is diet, nutrition. Healthy body, healthy hair, healthy scalp. It's all connected. You got to have that in place. You know, if you're not drinking enough water, it affects your skin. It's just biology. So if you have a really unhealthy body, if your hygiene's not healthy, don't expect for your hair to be healthy. It is what it is. Washing and then drying your hair, it all has to be right. You have to wash your hair right, you have to dry it right. So gentle drying, the type of towel you use. Just think about friction. Friction on your hair is not great. So drying it with a good towel, microfiber, or even if it's cloth, even if it's cotton, you know, take it and just kind of squeeze it. Be gentle. Don't just and then just pull it down and just scratch it. Be gentle. Do squeezes, gentle patting. And then when you go to bed, I think this is a staple. If you're going to grow your hair out, you got to have a silk or satin pillowcase, something really slick and soft, because it doesn't make sense to do all these things. And then when you go to bed, you're just going to like rub your hair all over this rough pillow. It just doesn't, like, why would you do that? So this thing, if you're gonna put all that patience into it, then do the other little things right too. It's not like any of this costs a lot of money. It doesn't cost any money, really. You're not doing anything. You're just being patient, being healthy, and there's a few little techniques in there that you can use. A pillowcase is, I don't know, $2. So don't brush your hair if you have the hair that I have. Just keep in mind, this is my experience. Your experience is different as you try new things. Don't brush your hair ever. To de-shed your hair, because we all lose hair. Everybody loses hair. I think it's about 100 strands a day is on average. When you're in the shower, you know, put conditioner in it, reduces friction, use your fingers. Apparently I need to wrap this video up because I'm losing my battery on my phone. Take your fingers and run it through gently and then pull out the excess. Be gentle, gentle, gentle. Don't yank or anything. It's real easy. It comes right out. That's how you de-shed your hair. You don't have to brush. And especially don't brush it when it's dry. Leave-ins, conditioners, because it's absolutely necessary with this type of hair, is trial and error. You got to try one until you find out what works. And it might surprise you what works. That I'm using that have surprised me. There's actually a shampoo I've used that has surprised me that works. And I'm against shampoos. I got desperate one night, used one of my wife's, and I was like, hey, what is that? So a lot of these leave-ins are going to fail. Your hair's not going to react good to them. So just expect that. Keep trying until something works and can last with you through the day, because it's kind of like cologne or perfume or whatever. If it doesn't last through the day, then it's not really worth buying. So what you can do in your first year is kind of the point of, I guess, why you'd be watching this video is, one, things not to do, but two, what can you do? In the first year, focus on your health. Redirect your health, your diet, your water intake. That's got to be first. Got to be. Otherwise, nothing's going to work that you do, really. It's going to be an uphill battle. So, health. Practical things, like we said, get a larger hat. If you like to wear ball caps, get a larger hat. Get a thin beanie, unless you are in the cold area and you need a sweater cap. So get both. The bandanas, not the, these, yes, get some of these. You should, men, women, they should both have them, the CrossFit headbands. But a bandana is a little bit different because it covers more of your head. So you don't have that issue of hair popping out everywhere. You can kind of strap it down with a bandana, tie it in the back, and then you can also fold the bandana into something like this if you want to. So bandanas are super helpful, can't talk, and they're stylish. You can get them in a million different colors. Just hydrate and endure. That's my last one. Especially with hair type like mine, dry, coily, curly, high porosity is what it is. And I have a video on high porosity that I've put up. I've had a couple of videos on that. And if y'all need more information on what that is, just let me know in the comments and I'll do another one. But I have high porosity hair, so my hair takes in moisture, takes in the water, all the things I put into it, and then it lets it go right back out, like opening a faucet. It doesn't hold it. So that's why when you get out of the shower and you go throughout your day, you've got to have a leave-in conditioner. I have to. Every single day, that is what I have to have. I have to have a good leave-in conditioner. Otherwise, I might as well shave my head because I'm not going to look presentable. There's no way. So that's all I got for this. That's my quick 1 year. Don't be disheartened, especially if you're in the first like 8 months, because that's the worst. You don't really have any satisfaction. You get some satisfaction in the initial like 3 months because you're like, ooh, I'm getting some growth. I can kind of like when you can pull it down and see it, or when it's going over your ears or on your neck or anything, like those types of things is gratifying. But after that, it's not very much fun until you get to right at like a year. When you get to a year, for whatever reason, that last like 3 to 4 weeks, for me, it just like all of a sudden just things happen. I don't know if it's the weight, it just drops. It's like the from month 6 to month 8 and 9, it's like nothing happens. But then the last like little bit, especially the last month, it's like, whoa, like my hair's still growing. So keep that in mind. Keep pushing through it. I'm going to keep posting more videos. But thanks for hanging around. See you in the next one.